Hey guys, welcome back to another video today. Today we have the April 1st prediction for the United States Senate elections in 2018. So like I said before, every beginning of the month I will upload a video with both the Senate and the governor elections, both in two separate videos, and we'll see how we've pretty much upgraded or how the parties have shifted in their favor or against them leading up to the 2018 midterms. So we're starting off, well, we're not starting off. We started off with the governor's map, but we're going to use the United States Senate map, and we're going to see how this would be, how the elections would hold out today. So we have 23 Democrats that are not up for re-election and 42 Republicans not up for re-election. Obviously, this is in the favor of the Republicans. Look at the number of these states that could go to the GOP. Montana, North Dakota. I mean, a number of these states were won by Donald Trump by considerable margins. Indiana, Missouri, Ohio, West Virginia, all with Democratic incumbents. Now, there are some states that Hillary Clinton won, states like Nevada, but there are some states that were swing states, states like Arizona, that do have GOP incumbents, but it's not going to be easy for them. So let's start off by giving the West Coast to the Democrats. That's probably not going to flip. Over across the Eastern Coast, it's all going to be for the Democrats. Except for the state of Maine. We'll come back to that one. But as of right now, with all the safe states factored in for the Democrats, they only have 34 safe seats. Now, they could have some other leaning seats or likely seats, but for right now, the only safe ones are 34 seats. Now, the safe ones for the GOP include Wyoming and Nebraska. That puts them already at 44. Up in Mississippi with Roger Wicker, the incumbent, that puts them at 45. Utah, Mitt Romney, that one will be safe for the GOP, putting them at 46, 4 away from a majority. Mississippi, we'll come back to that one because they do have a special election. We don't know the candidates yet, so that one can go either way. Well, really can't go either way. You know how partisan the state is, but it may not be safe red. But as of right now, we have 46 Republicans to 34 Democrats. Now, you might ask yourself, where can the Democrats hold on to a number of these seats? So I'm going to start by putting in the likely seats. So Minnesota, that one's pretty likely for the Democrats. I definitely see the Democrats having a possibility of carrying Minnesota yet again, and it's probably easy for them to carry considering the state's identity and how much of, since this is a blue wave year, we'll definitely see more extended Democratic turnout. Over in New Mexico, I see that one as likely for the Democrats, putting them at 36 Senate seats. We now have 36 Democrats, 46 Republicans. Where can the margin be made up for the Democrats? Maybe even win a majority? We have to go up to the state of Maine, where they have Angus King, the incumbent independent. The GOP frontrunner is a state senator. I'm not really seeing the state going to the GOP. I think this one will be likely for the Democrats. This puts them at 37 Senate seats. So now we go around the map and we look at states where Donald Trump won but have Democratic incumbents. So the Rust Belt, that one should be heavily watched. Michigan, Debbie Stabenow is pretty popular. I would actually leave that one as likely for the Democrats. But that's pretty much the only state in the Rust Belt we can actually characterize as likely, disregarding Minnesota. So that puts them at 38 Democrats in the United States Senate. Let's go down to Virginia. Tim Kaine, the VP for Hillary Clinton, that one's also going to be likely. That's pretty obvious at this point that Tim Kaine would win, especially in how democratic of a state Virginia has become after the 2016 election. What we saw in 2017 with the House of Delegates almost flipping, this puts them at 39 Senate seats, 11 away from tying the United States Senate. So 39 Democrats, 46 Republicans. Where can Republicans win? So they're probably going to win in Texas. I'm going to leave that one as likely for the GOP at this point in time. The Democrat does have a shot, but as of right now, I'm seeing this one stay with the GOP. So that puts them at 47 seats. Down in Mississippi, regardless of the candidates, unless it's some like Alabama situation, it'll probably be likely for Mississippi. There probably won't be the same exact margins for Roger Wicker and the GOP candidate, but I still think this one is likely for the GOP. This puts them 2 away from the majority. Obviously, this map is in the favor of the Republicans. So right now, the Republicans have 48 Senate seats, and the Democrats have 39. So down in Texas, Marsha Blackburn and Phil Bredesen. At first, I thought Phil Bredesen had a shot, but he still definitely has a shot. But I think Marsha Blackburn is really turning out those conservative voters that definitely have an anger towards the president, but want to elect someone who is conservative at heart, and I think she's able to grasp those voters and bring them back to the GOP, along with holding on to the entire Trump base, which is why I think she'll be the next senator for replacing Bob Corker in the state of Tennessee. So I think this one's actually leaning for the GOP. Over in Wisconsin, though, I see that one as leaning for the Democrats. I see it as a possibility for Tammy Baldwin to win yet again. And Bob Casey, this one could be likely, could be leaning, but probably leaning as of right now, giving the Democrats 41 Senate seats. Over in Minnesota, I think that special election is pretty much leaning for the Democrats. I do see a possibility of a flip, but Tina Smith is pretty popular, and she's the incumbent senator, so she has that factored in. So I think the Democrats will carry 42 Senate seats as of right now. So we're going to go down to the state of Florida. After the Parkland shooting, I honestly see this one as leaning towards the Democrats. Bill Nelson definitely has a shot at carrying it, and Rick Scott's probably not going to run in the place of the GOP. The primary is coming up extremely soon, and sooner or later, a number of these top candidates are going to be knocked out and be ineligible for running. So 49 Republicans, 43 Democrats. Let's go over to the West. Now in Nevada, Dean Heller, the incumbent. Jackie Rosen, I do think, has a shot at carrying this seat. I think she has a possibility of flipping it, especially with the GOP. Well, the GOP does like Dean Heller, but the Trump base doesn't. And that's the base that you need to turn out because they typically turn out to vote. And they're the ones that got Donald Trump elected. I think that Jackie Rosen can really bring out Latino voters and win in Nevada. Down in Arizona, we'll come back to it. But Montana doesn't have a prominent GOP frontrunner. I actually think this one is likely for the Democrats. The only nominees that could be there are state senators, and they're not even that prominent when it comes to a statewide level. So I see John Tester as pretty much carrying the seat. I don't think any any person from the GOP running against John Tester could actually have a possibility of winning at this point. But over in North Dakota, this one is the final call that I give the GOP the majority. I think North Dakota actually has a shot at flipping to the Republicans. This is a state where Kevin Cramer, the U.S. representative, is running for the United States Senate. Heidi Heitkamp, an unpopular incumbent. I see it as going to the GOP, giving them 50 seats, effectively giving them the majority to 45 Democrats. Now, over in Ohio, I see this one as leaning blue. But they don't really have a prominent GOP frontrunner. Josh Mandel said he wasn't running because of his wife's health, so I really don't see another GOP candidate coming up. John Kasich said he wouldn't run. The other prominent Ohio GOP figures said that they wouldn't run, so I think that Sherrod Brown will hold on to the seat. We go down to West Virginia. I don't see a prominent GOP frontrunner. I see this one as leaning blue, but I still think that it'll be a larger margin come Election Day. So 50 Republicans to 47 Democrats. Missouri, you know, I'm going to leave this one as lean blue. Josh Hawley is in the middle of a scandal right now. I don't necessarily think that'll work well the best with Missouri voters. I mean, we saw it in 2012. There is a possibility of Claire McCaskill losing, but as of right now, with the whole scandal surrounding the governor and the attorney general, I see this one as leaning blue. But in Indiana, there aren't really that many prominent front runners for the GOP. They have Todd Rokita and Evan Jenkins. I forgot his name. I know I used him in a video before, but the only prominent frontrunners right now are little-known state senators or representatives or possibly even attorneys that could get nominated. I'm not seeing it going to the Republicans. But down in Arizona, Martha McSally is actually gaining in poll numbers, so I see this one as Arizona retaining in the GOP column. At first, I had Kristen Sinema definitely had a shot at winning, but I don't think she will win at this moment, but anything can happen leading up to 2018. But this pretty much finalizes my Senate map. 49 Democrats to 51 Republicans. Republicans, of course, retaining the United States Senate majority by flipping the states of North Dakota and flipping the state of... Actually, I believe that they only flipped the state of North Dakota. And the Democrats flipped the state of Nevada, putting them at 49. So it's pretty much the same Senate makeup that we see today. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you all tomorrow.